as we mentioned earlier, today is World Teachers Day, and we are who we are because of the people that we encountered in the classrooms, growing up all the way from our primary school, nursery school, primary school, secondary school, universities, all through. The teachers that taught us are the reasons why we are where we find ourselves today. Now, the theme for this year's World Teachers Day is the teachers we need for the education we want. Think about it. The teachers we need for the education we want. The global imperative to reverse the teacher shortage. All right. We have some reports from 3 different regions, from Ashanti, from Volta, and from the Eastern region. We'll play them all together and then hear what some teachers have to say.
Give your heart and time to it. It may not pay financially, but it will pay at the end of it all. If they say a reward is in heaven, it doesn't mean you go to heaven to take anything. But those you help to become who they become will see you one day, 1 or 2, surely. 1 or 2 will see you and they will come to you with open arms. About a few months ago, there was a funeral in Ho, and it was being telecast live. And a student I taught in Ola saw me on screen. And before I could realize, my phone just clicked. And I saw 1,000 cedis in my account. And she called and said, "Oh, sir, I just saw you." And I was so impressed that you were still looking young. And take that money in your account for lunch. I love the job. It's interesting. Yeah, when you meet a good class and you are teaching, you really enjoy it. If it's about money, you will stop. It began in 1983. After training as a teacher at St. Francis Training College, now College of Education, Howe. Yeah, really, I chose to enter the training college after 6th form. So after 3 years, I graduated from St. Francis Training College and started teaching at Chawenu LA Primary School on the Anyawase whole stretch of the road. I spent 1 year there, and I went on transfer to Tawefedemi LA Middle School near Ho. I did 2 years there, and I qualified to go for further training. So I applied to the then Advanced Teacher Training College, which is now UEW, and I was admitted to read a diploma in English, which I did. I graduated in 1990, and I was posted to WA Senior High School in the Upper West region. I did 2 years there and transferred to Sunyani Kinamanfo Senior High School, and I did 2 years there and got admitted again to do the degree course. I then established or converted University of Education Winneba. It has been good because I've done 40 years in the field, and I kept telling my people that when I started working in 83, I said I would leave after a year or 2, and I have been in it for 40 years running.
I'm a teacher at Western International School. I teach at the music department. I love to play with kids, and I love kids, so that's why I want to be a teacher. Happy World Teachers Day to everyone.
It's being around the kids. The kids always motivate me. I'm always happy whenever I'm around the kids. And it also makes me happy. They teach me new things. I also teach them new things. Happy Teachers World Day.
I teach at Mankwaita MAJHSB. Well, I've taught for 13 years. And if I say I don't love the job, it will be a lie. Because looking at kids coming from different homes and then you putting them together and then making them comport themselves, putting in ideas in their mind and then making them grow to become something you're proud of. I think I am proud to be called a teacher. Initially, I wasn't very, very keen on being a teacher. That's the truth. But once I went to the school and then I got to meet people and then interact with them. Yeah, I started loving this job. So yeah, meeting some kids are very hard to control, very difficult ones, but yet look at me, looking at me. Some are even taller than me. They think okay, they're older than me. So sometimes when you go to the class, they behave like they've met their mates and all that. But being able to put them into order and then working for 13, I think I've done well. You are putting knowledge into people's kids. Those whose parents are even scared to talk to, yeah, they come to us. So I'm telling everybody, this profession is it's a good work to be done.
I've been teaching for about 19 years. I completed 2004. The subject I've been teaching since it's maths and science, so you can see it's not easy. These two subjects are subjects that students fear most. But with a little experience I've gained from this teaching, I've realized that even though the subject is very difficult, especially maths for students, if you come down to their level, play with them, interact with them, come down to their level, they normally get something. And when the time comes for them to reproduce what you've given to them, they perform. And it's fulfilling to meet your students and realize that they've become somebody in future. When you meet them at the hospitals, at the banks, at the mall, everywhere, you meet your student and you feel fulfilled for being a teacher. I love it, being a teacher.
All right, so there you heard some thoughts and opinions of some teachers across the country. And, you know, Frima, I don't know if you remember your primary school, your nursery school, primary school. I think some of the fondest memories of teachers come from that time.
Yeah.
You know, but I also think that, like one of the first person who spoke, you know, I feel like students remember you not because I'm a hard teacher, you know, but when they leave the school, how you made them feel whilst they were there.
Yeah.
You know, you're remembered for that. How you made them feel.
Yeah, I remember my primary school teachers. You know, I remember Auntie Dede. I mean, and I saw Auntie Dede in town one day, and I just walked straight to her and I called her by her name. She was just shocked because like before class 1.
Yeah.
You know, and even in primary school, I remember quite a number of them. I remember Mr. Ofori, who is now a pastor. I remember Mr. Kwe, who is now also a pastor.
Okay.
I remember Mr. Kingsley, you know, also Boateng. I mean, he really, I was very close to the extent I would go to his house because we lived in the same community. I remember growing up, you know, you make certain grammatical errors and then he will correct you. So one day I met him and it's like, I'm not surprised we're journalists. I knew you'd be a journalist or a lawyer. Beautiful. So I'm not surprised. And then we come to secondary school and my literature teacher, Mr. Cheba for Boga Zuzwe, you know, there was this book, Zuzwe Banzi is dead. So we just, you know the way students are, we just used to call him Boga Zuzwe. And then Father Nyama, you know, I went to an Anglican school, St. Monica's an Anglican school, so I was father's pet. You know? Yeah, so I've always been, maybe because of where I'm coming from, so I used to sing in church, in school, and all that. But no, I wasn't too keen about SU because that whole children who have come to school, wake up at 4, go and pray, it just didn't make sense to me, you understand? But I think it was good, and we are where we are because of the sacrifices of our teachers. And I always believe that, yes, their reward is in heaven, but we can make their jobs right here on earth very easy and accommodating for them. Teachers do everything. Before you become a doctor, a journalist, anything, it starts with your teacher. So as a country, we have to pay attention to the needs of our teachers. Look, they are the ones who suffer the most. Bad infrastructure, no,
Yeah,
I mean, bad
accommodate so
salaries,
much.
nothing,
Yeah.
no chairs for
Yeah.
and tables for students to use. Sometimes they even have to pay school fees for some of these children. I think we can do more for our teachers,
yeah.
especially on a day like this that we are celebrating the teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of celebrating teachers, and I'm thinking back to my schools. I mean, I went to Model Nursery, which is next to Northridge Lyceum, opposite at Atlantis Radio. And then I went to Richards School, and then I left to Malawi to St. Andrews High School.
Yeah.
And I came back, and of course I started university at Legon, but I finished at KNUST. So KNUST is where my degree comes from, and